Until the end of the last episode, we had a near perfect start to the season, apart from losing to our nemesis in the Community Shield. We won every single game up until the end of the last episode. A, have we managed to carry on between episodes? And B, can we continue today in the Champions League and the Premier League? It's a very warm welcome to episode 77 of Making Chelsea Stand Proud. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. First up, our Champions League phase second game against Spanish side Real Sociedad, and then we follow that with a newly promoted Sheffield United in the Premier League. And they're not going too badly, actually, to be fair. They are going quite good guns up till now. So they're not a foregone conclusion, that is for sure. Since you were last with us, we have had one game. Yes, one game. And we'll look at that game. It's a 3-0 win against Aston Villa. So we have gone 7 games unbeaten in the Premier League. 9 games, all competitions, and we haven't conceded a goal as yet. Will today be the day? That is the question. Aston Villa then first, we'll look at that. Mason Mount after 41. Kai Havertz, so 1-0 at half-time. Kai Havertz, 4 minutes after half-time, making it 2-0. Declan Rice rounding it off after 63 minutes. I think Declan Rice's goal. I can't remember which one was the best goal here. Kai Havertz. Let's have a look at Kai Havertz's goal, because to be fair, he's got a player of the match out of one goal, one key cut chance. Here we go. Chilwell comes forward. Rodrigo launches one. Havertz is on it. Bang, and a very good goal. That one. We will have a look at the Declan Rice, because why not? Rice here winning the ball. In fact, Declan Rice's was very good. Goalkeeper making a right howler, to be fair. And we might as well have a look at the Mason Mount one. Out of order, but never mind. Sterling out on the right. Sterling cuts inside. Mason Mount makes space for himself. And it's tried across, and it's come off the defender. So a bit of misfortune for Aston Villa in that game. But a 3-0 win. And Maganan continues to be in a position where he has not conceded as yet. Right, Champions League phase. Going into this one, a couple of teams have played two, Milan being one of them, and they've won both their games. The games they've won against Freiburg, who we've got in our list of teams to play, and Athletic Club Bilbao, I'm presuming that is. We are currently 6th, having played the one game. Freiburg has played 2 games. They've won 1 and lost 1. The game that they won was against Anorthis of Famagusta. Today's team that we play, Real Sociedad, they lost their first game against Juventus. Surprising, really. They lost that one, so they are rock bottom. Reminder is that the top 8 automatically qualify for the last 16, and then everybody from 9th to 24th play off against one another after a draw, obviously, to decide which other 8 from that 16 go through to join the teams already there. And there is a benefit of finishing in the top 8, of course, because not only do you not have to do the playoffs, you get advantage. I think you get drawn, whoever you get drawn against, you're away in the first leg, home in the second leg, so the advantage is that way round. The stadium to finish at, Stadio Olimpic, is in Rome. So the final in Rome. So the Milan and Inter and teams like that will want to get through. Juventus even will be desperately trying to get through to a home final in their own country. So that is the first game up. Second game up is against Sheffield United. Have we played them? We've played them once in this series. I beat them 4-1 at Sheffield at Bramall Lane. That was in the FA Cup final in last season, I think. So not in the FA Cup final, in the FA Cup quarter-final last season. So yeah, back in March that was. Right, in fact, might have been the season before. Wasn't last season. I tell lies. Right, let's get on with it then. Sheffield currently in third. As I said, they are doing extremely well. That's the one thing we didn't look at, of course, was the table. There we are, top. 7 wins, no draws, no losses, 15 goals for, 21 against. We are 5 points clear of Manchester City in second place. 7 points clear. No, that can't be right. 6, yeah, 7 points clear. It is right. Against Sheffield United and Wolves. And then a further, 9 points clear of Tottenham and Brentford in 5th and 6th place. And a full 10 points clear of Newcastle and Manchester United and Fulham. Manchester United and Arsenal, of course, both have a game in hand. Arsenal, they've won 3 and lost 3, and they're sat plumb in the middle of the table. Of course, we're up near the top when we played them earlier in the season. Right, let's get on with it. First up is Real Sociedad, and we haven't played them so far this series. Scottish playing in La Liga, currently in 9th position in there, expected to finish 5th, and they play at the San Sebastian Stadium in Spain. But today's games, both of them, are at home at Stamford Bridge, so we would expect a result. And here is the team that will face Real Sociedad. Maganan continues in goal. Cucurella comes in instead of Ben Chilwell on the left. Koulibaly, Fofana and Timber complete our defensive line. Good news is Reece James is just a day away now from returning from injury. I was expecting him to be on the bench today, but he's not quite there. Tomorrow he returns, so maybe that's why. Kovacic and Kante make up the defensive midfield with Milinkovic-Savic in front of them. Koeman out on the left, Sterling out on the right. Havertz continues up front, having scored 11 goals so far this season. Carnesecchi, Garcia, Otavio, Tell, Fernandez, Dewsbury Hall, Rice, Chilwell, Murray Campbell, Mount, Broja and Rodrigo make up the bench. As the teams enter the pitch, you will now see how the two teams line up. And here we are with the Champions League screens. Playing our now familiar 4-2-3-1. Well, 4-2-1-2-1. And they are playing a flat back 3 with 2 wing backs, 2 defensive midfielders. We are underway, and I've just realised why, because we've got this set to, it is set to key highlights. Beg your pardon. Carry on, Mark. Carry on. We kicked off, and the ball back to Fofana. Timber, Sterling finds Havertz, but the defender is there. Real Sociedad playing in black and white hoops. Kovacic winning that ball in midfield. Havertz gets it back to Kovacic, but Kovacic loses it in the tackle. Sadiq is in, and he's chipped the goalkeeper. Oh, just wide of the post, and Magnum was caught in no man's land. And it really isn't good, because that man, Kai Havertz, has picked up an injury. A thigh injury. Let's hope it's not too long. He's going to have to come off. It'll be Matthias Tell taking over from him up front. Let's hope Matthias can do the business. I'm sure he can. But it's nonetheless a bit of a blow to us. It's a blow here, but it's also a blow to us in the Premier League, of course. And we have a corner. Koeman with the corner. Swung in. Oh, it's just over the top. Who was that? They have a corner now, and it's swung in. It's headed clear, but only as far as Olazabal, and Maganan spilled it, and I think there's a question of offside. Let's hope. Maganan spilled it. It's disallowed. Thank goodness for that. Maganan keeps his clean sheet. We'll see it again now. Olazabal, and there's offside. 3 of them offside, in fact. Normand and Real Sociedad are under pressure again, but Sterling steps in this time, holds the ball up. He has Timber in support. Kovacic, Sterling looking for a way through. He's found it. His first goal of the season, and Raheem Sterling did wonder work out on that wing and gets the goal. Kovacic through to Sterling. Sterling created a bit of space, found it, and put it away. Question of offside. There's a couple of players off here, but he did it on his own. Kante. Fofana. Kovacic. Sterling through. Looks as if he's going to go through to Koeman, and Koeman has done. Sadiq's in again. Oh, dear. He's doing all sorts of problems to us. And that's saved to gone out for a corner. Brais Mendes. Swings it in. It's headed away by Koulibaly. It's not clear, though. And a shot from distance. It's gone out for another corner by the looks of it. Got a deflection as it went out. Brais Mendes, an outswinger on this side. Koeman with a corner outswinger. Swung long, but it defended well. Sterling cuts it inside for Kovacic. Kovacic for Fofana. Kante. Timber. Back to Kante. Kante trying to create space. Savic. Kovacic. Matej's tail. Didn't put enough conviction in that. And right on half time, we seem to have a little bit of misfortune because Kingsley Koeman has now picked up an injury. He's got a potential foot injury. We're going to go through to half time because otherwise we lose another one of our stoppages, which we don't want to do. Well, I don't know if that's a bug or what. I couldn't get through to half time by leaving the player on. I knew he was injured, but it wouldn't let me do it without making a substitution. So we've used 2 of our substitutions because of injuries in that first half, which seems absolutely bonkers. I don't know if that's a bug or what, but we've only got 1 change that we can make after half time. But bad news is Kingsley Koeman is injured and Havertz over injured. So we've got 2 injured players now, and we're only a goal up. But we did bring Rodrigo on. I'll recap on that after half time. So 10 shots, 7 on target, 1.16. They've had 8 shots, 2 on target, 1.04. They've not been way off it, and they've had 51% of the possession. We need to be a little bit better in the second half. So then, before we start the second half, just to recap the 2 changes we've had to make. Raheem Sterling, and that changed just as I was trying to do what I was doing. 48th minute, Kingsley Koeman picking up an injury right on half time. He'd been playing a great game as well. He's been replaced by Rodrigo, and of course Matej's tail coming on after 8 minutes to replace Havertz. Hopefully those injuries aren't major injuries, otherwise that could slow our very good start to the season. Let's hope not. Cucurella with a throw-in, a long throw-in, and it's gone through to Ramiro. Thought might have just got a bit of edge on that. Long ball over the top. Fofana heads it on, but Porto, who's come on, picks it up. Olazabal, and they're playing very nicely. Very dangerous, but Kante wins that ball back. Savic. Matej's Tell, who's deep. Kovacic. Sterling. Savic. Oh, he's been brought down. Sterling, and who was that? That was Tell, who'd done a great run up the pitch, but couldn't convert. Cucurella with a corner out. Swinger. It's cleared. Kovacic, it's down to Rodrigo. Rodrigo to Kante. Just put it wide. And with 76 minutes on the clock, we've made the rest of our changes because we have only one stoppage in order to do it. The other problem is, of course, having had 2 enforced changes, we're in a situation where we can only make 3 changes to do what we want to do. So some of the players are tired and won't be able to come off. Yoran Timber has come off. Eric Garcia comes on at that right wing back. We would have normally taken off Cucurella and brought on Chilwell, of course, but we can't do that. We have shored up our midfield. Dewsbury Hall has come off. Sorry, Dewsbury Hall has come on. Savic has gone off, and we brought on Declan Rice. He has come on in place of Mateo Kovacic. They are our changes, and they have to see us through to the end of the game. Long ball through to Rodrigo. Rodrigo crosses it. He's headed clear, but only as far as Garcia. And a question of a penalty. Not quite sure what happened. I wasn't reading the little ticker at the bottom. And it is a penalty. It is a penalty. Matthias Tell will step up. He's not 100% on penalties, and he's put that one away. Last time, put it in the arms of the goalkeeper. 3rd goal of the season for Matthias Tell. 2-0 after 82 minutes. Just going to quickly go back and see if we can find out what led to that. In fact, if we go that way. Right, this ball goes out. Garcia sends it in. And there's a bit of shoving going on. I think it's Dewsbury Hall got shoved out of the way. So that's what happened there. And there is no more highlights. We have finished the game by 2-0 against Real Sociedad. Goals from Raheem Sterling after 20 and Matthias Tell from the penalty spot after 82. But the big cloud hanging over us is the 2 players who have gone off injured. 2 key players for us. In Kingsley Coman, maybe not quite so, but Kai Havertz, who is our leading goal scorer, he's gone off with an injury. Let's hope neither injury are too bad. We had 21 shots, 10 on target, nearly 50%. 2.80, 54% of the possession against their 10 shots, just 2 on target. 1.15, 46%. We were in command in the end. Let's just recap on the table. We're in 4th place. Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain. There's lots of teams on 6 points. In fact, 7 teams have a 100% record so far. It's starting to fizzle out a little bit, and we'll do as we move on. But yeah, it's early days. I know, only 2 games down, and we've got who have we got next? We've got Real Madrid next. So Real Madrid currently are in 13th place, having won 1 and lost 1. They lost 1 against Liverpool, believe it or not. Beat Rangers, lost to Liverpool. So there you go. That's how it's. Well, let's have a look at the injuries. Ooh, Kai Havertz is out for 4 weeks, and Kingsley Coman, he's out for 3 to 4 as well. Which means, well, we have to play Sheffield United without either of those 2 players. As I say, Kingsley Coman, probably not our major issue, but our talisman, Kai Havertz up front, is definitely a big hit. And Matthias Tell needs to step up now and do the business. Let's see if he can. In fact, let's go and have a look at the team that will play Sheffield United in the Premier League game at Stamford Bridge. And so here is the team that will face Sheffield United at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. 8th game of the season. Question is, can we make it the 8th win of the season as well? Maganan continues in goal. Chilwell's back on the left. Koulibaly, Timber and James back in on the right. Rice and Kante in midfield with Otavio in front of them. We've just got to decide what is his best It probably is the central midfield. Rodrigo and Sterling playing as the wide players. Rodrigo, of course, in for Koeman, who's injured. Mateus Tell leads the attack in place of the injured Havertz. Karnasechi, Garcia, Cucurella, Fofana, Savic, Dewsbury Hall, Kovacic, Mount, and Victor Roque make the bench. And this is how the two sides face off against one another. Slaven Bilic is the manager at Sheffield United in this incarnation. Fotheringham in goal, then Pinnock and Phillips and Harwood Bellis make up a flat back three with March and Bogle as the wing backs. Alakazden and Berge are the defensive midfielders. Brereton, Diaz and Ndidi are the wide players sitting behind Andrea Bellotti. On the bench, we have Grajek, Mensah, Kundal, Brewster, Grimes, Baldock, Ogbeen, Pitton and Sam Coombs. First highlight, 4 minutes in, and it's a throw-in. James to Sterling, and it's gone back through the defensive line, out to Chilwell. Rice, Kante, and it's clawed away by Fotheringham. Chilwell now with the corner then. Swings it in, it's cleared, but only as far as Sterling. Sterling to Rice, back out to Sterling, and Sterling didn't have control of that ball at all. Fotheringham with a goal kick. Long ball is headed forward, but Brereton Diaz, and he's got it, and Ndidi! And Magnan is beaten for the first time. Oh dear. And what a way to be beaten. Koulibaly it was, headed it to Berge. Brereton Diaz swung it straight out to Ndidi, and he's beaten Magnan. Chilwell with a free kick. Swings it in. It's come off the crossbar though. And that long ball. Koulibaly there to clean it up. Chilwell. Back to Koulibaly. Koulibaly to Yoran Timber. Timber to Rice. Rice launches one looking for Tell. Mateus Tell's going to get there. Oh! And on 38 minutes, we've got another problem. Mateus Tell now has picked up an injury. Oh dear, we're not going to have a run of injuries, are we? Just as our season was going so well. Oh dear. Right, the only option we have is Victor Roque comes on up front. And we've got through to half time. We're a goal down. We need to find something. They've had 3 shots, 1 on target, 0.35, 35% of the possession. We've had 8 shots, only 2 on target, 0.90. And 65% of the possession, and we find ourselves behind. We need to pick up in the second half. Kante to Rice to Otavio. James, 46 minutes on the clock. It's early in the second half. That ball through to Otavio. Otavio pulls it back. James on the overlap. Cuts it in. It's got in. And it's Victor Roque who's got himself off the mark. Maybe he will be able to do it. He's been doing very well in the under-21s, and he's got his opportunity now in the full squad. And this ball back in from James. And perfect. In fact, got a deflection, but it's still a goal. Question of offside, but no. 67 minutes on the clock. We're just considering whether to do some changes or not. Fotheringham with a long ball up. Timber underneath that. Otavio tries to head it down, but it's been through. Brewster's in. It's come back off the post, and James clears it for a corner. An outswinger from March. Outswinger, but Maganan makes it his own. Highlight continues, rolls it out to Timber. Timber to Reece James. Reece James launches one looking for Roque. Oh dear. Thought he was going to make it 2. And we've made a couple of changes. Rodrigo, who's not having a good game, he's come off. Mason Mount on the left-hand side. Otavio has gone off. And Dewsbury Hall has come on for him. They are our 2 changes at the moment. And Sheffield United have a free kick. It's off the woodwork again. Still crossed in. Koulibaly clears it. And our final changes with 83 minutes on the clock. Reece James has come off. He's tiring. He's also got a yellow card. He's had a good game, though. And he's been replaced by Eric Garcia. And our usual change, Ben Chilwell, he has come off. And Mark Cucurella is on for him. This is looking like a draw unless we can pull something out of the bag. And we've dropped our first points of the season. A 1-1 draw. We've managed to claw that back. Victor Roque after 47 minutes in reply to Iliman Nadidi after 17 minutes. And Sheffield United continue their extremely good start to the season. And they've knocked us back a little bit. And also, to add to other problems, Matthias Tell picks up an injury as well. And how long's he going to be out? 16 shots, only 5 on target. 1.30, 62% of the possession against their 6 shots, 1 on target, the goal for 38% of the possession. And it shows you how close this Premier League table is by dropping those points. Manchester City are now just 3 points behind us and breathing down our necks. So we had a nice gap. It's gone a little bit wonky with that draw against Sheffield United. First points of the season dropped then, 100% record gone out the window. And it's all to play for Manchester City in second. Sheffield United still in third on 15. Newcastle fourth on 14. Wolves are fifth on 14. And Liverpool down 6th on 13. Tottenham on 12. And that's how it has panned out. There are still a number of teams to play as well in this round of games. Liverpool winning their game 3-0 at Fulham. Well, after that disappointing game against Sheffield United and another injury, just check to see the injuries. Matthias Tell, he's out for 4 weeks as well. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie, dearie. The only consolation is we do have a couple of weeks before the next round of games because of the transfer window. But that's not helpful at all because we got Manchester City coming up and Real Madrid in the next episode. Manchester City breathing down our neck. And it's a 6-pointer. You know what's happening here, don't you? And away as well. So it's not boding well. And then Real Madrid away at the Bernabeu. Oh dear, that's going to be a tough episode with 3 of our key players, especially 2 strikers that are injured. So, dearie me. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I haven't. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of this and new series as they are released. New episodes are making Chelsea stand proud. Currently released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel and more, best way of doing it is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode and no more flies dropping. See you on Friday.